il passe super, l'artiste, super, encore un but sensationnel. That's a brilliant bit of follow-up play by Mahe. Oh my goodness me, what a shot.
Sagosen setter det hen! Han setter den! Vi er i semifinale igjen!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Uninformed Handball Hour. It's Chris here with a little festive treat for you. I hope you're all enjoying the holidays. And as we've all taken a moment to decompress and relax after the Women's Handball World Championship, we bring you something a little bit different here today. One of the big stories of that championship was Katrine Lunde, her incredible tournament at the age of 45, as she bowed out of playing competitive handball with another world title. And we spoke about her incredible record over the years with the team, and it feels only fitting that we dedicate an episode to her as well. Now, back in 2022, I had the pleasure of speaking to her in an exclusive interview for the This Is Me series that the EHF are doing over the years, and Katrina and I had a chat about her handballing life until that moment, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you who've joined us over the last few years haven't heard that interview, and many of you maybe have heard it, but it feels very fitting to listen back to it. So we're going to do a little bit of a throwback here for this Christmas episode to one of the most incredible female athletes of all time, not just in handball, but in sport, full stop. Of course, still plenty of handball going on at the moment. I'm speaking to you now just after commentating on a brilliant match between Magdeburg and Kiel, ending up in a draw. Magdeburg not quite losing that unbeaten record. Kiel, without Elias Elfsson-Ashipagatu, managing to get that draw. We'll be speaking about that and all the other things happening in the Bundesliga and in men's handball in general over the last few weeks. A lot going on there. We'll do a little end of year wrap up on the podcast next week before we then start building up towards the men's EHF Euro 2026 starting in mid-January. So hope you enjoy the chat I had back in 2022 with Katrine Lunde about her life in handball.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Katrina. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not too bad. Nice to be able to talk. And yeah, I don't know if Carolina told you much about the format. Maybe I can explain it a little bit to you.
Yeah, it's good that you just tell me.
Yeah, so it's a series that the European Handball Federation have been doing called This Is Me. And so it's been speaking to current and past legends of the sport and just like basically talking about moments in their life and career that have shaped the person you are, both as a handball player on and off the court, and really in the direction of what you want to talk about. The moments in your career and life you want to talk about is completely up to you. So maybe we can start a little bit chronologically and go through like that, and then maybe that'll help bring out some thoughts. But as soon as that topic comes up, is there anything in particular that already jumps out to you as like, yes, this moment or this tournament or this game or this meeting was particularly important to shape who I am?
I think that for me, like a person and a handball player, I think I cannot get out not speaking about the national team and Mats also, because he's like shaping me for a person and goalkeeper, and we have been together for so many years. So he have been through me for the last lot of years, and of course I don't know if it's like special situations, but also because I'm a twin, my twin sister, maybe a bit more how we were raised together, so we can. Do the sport together. This is quite amazing in my point of view.
And maybe we can start there, because both you and Christina have had amazing careers together, twin sisters. I think you were first, right? By a couple of minutes, I read.
Yes, yes, it's important. I am the oldest.
Okay, so that was always, I guess, more when you were kids and teenagers. You always had to bring that up.
Yes, but maybe now it's not so fun to be the oldest anymore. But
Sure. But yeah, talk to me about that and your early days together with Christina and how you grew up and your relationship both with and without handball in the focus.
Yeah, we are twin sisters, and we also have one older sister as well. It's like she's 4 years older than us, but we are a family that's we don't have any big. We are not a sports family. My father actually I can almost say he almost hates sports. So for him, it was very special that actually we started to enjoy it how we did. But we started maybe to play handball when we were like 8 or 9. It was because some girls in the class that needed some more people on the team. So for us, we tried all different sports, but handball was the one that really we enjoyed. I think it was also because we were together and it was nicer to play something with the team instead of individual sports. So, but we also played a bit football together, so we also enjoyed that sport. Yes, and I think that when we grew up, in my city, Kristiansand, there were not so high sports. You know, when we started to watch a bit, you know, it was the third best level of handball you can have. So it was only the second division. So we didn't have any special idols to watch or something like this. But we enjoyed, and we had like a good team together when we were playing until 15 years old. We understand that we were okay in our age when we started to play like this in national league when you're 15, 16 years old.
That's an interesting one because actually I remember hearing recently from Anja Hammerseng Eden, who was saying that she thought she was amazing when she was growing up until she played against other regions in the country and realized that, okay, we're actually at the bottom here. And that inspired her in a different way. But when you started to play in these, I guess, regional competitions and you realized that you're actually not too bad, did that spark something to think, okay, maybe this can be something I do a bit more seriously? Because I'm interested. You're saying that in your family, you're not so sporty. So I guess the concept maybe of ending up being professional athletes is not something that is automatically thought about when you're 14, 15, 16 and playing handball.
Yeah, no, that was never on my mind. But of course, for us, like a small team and not very popular team, and when you're playing out in a league and we see that we actually can beat some of the best, it was like something new. And I don't think that I often speak about we because I'm twin. It will always be like this, and but I never had like I have to be the best or like this. I just enjoy it. But of course, you enjoy good when you get people say, you do it good and everything, when you get good feedback. But I think from that period when we started this league, then it was in one way more not serious, but we took it more serious, but still nothing that you were thinking, we want to play with the national team, we want to be professional, but it was just giving us more back. So in Norway, the sports arena or where we were training, they always close in the end of May and were not open after the summer. So we know that we have to train by ourselves. So in this way, it was perfect that I had always my sisters. We were really backing up each other to go and train together. And during the summer, we have this summer place very close to the city. And actually, the father, he bought like these handball goals, two of them. So we prepared a bit like a handball field on the cabin. So in this way, the father support us even if it was on sport.
Yeah. And were you always the goalkeeper and Christina always the backcourt player, or did you try different positions when you were growing up?
We always have this discussion, me and Kiki. We will never find the real truth, I think, because I said that I'm in the goal in the end because nobody else wanted. And she said it was not that everybody was, and I was the lucky one. So I don't know this discussion. We always have this one. So, but I played a bit also outside, but I prefer to stay in the goal. And it was also other specter in this one is that me and my sister, when we were young, we were very compatible. And when we were playing everything, we have to be in the same team. If not, it's always hard to not kick your sister when you have the chance when we play against each other. So it was better that we just play on the same team. If not, it will be too much fighting. So I think it was smart that one was in the goal and one was outside on the field.
And how did that work then, going into the senior level, then playing for a women's team and eventually getting into the national team? Was it a case of both of you already knew when you were maybe 18, 19, 20 that this is the way you want to push ahead with your life, or was one of you a bit more leading the way there?
I think you were quite relaxed. Like my sister, she's a bit more, even more easy going than me. But in one way, we know that this was what we wanted to do, and we had the chance to do it. But it was nothing like still that we didn't have the goal to be the best one. I don't know. It's we both went to school, to the university like this when we played here in Kristiansand still. But when we decided to go abroad to Denmark, before that we stopped school and said, okay, now we want to try to see if we can manage to do it just handball for focus.
And was it a case then that you both wanted to move together, at least at that point? Was that it had to be the agreement?
Yeah, we wanted to do it together, especially because it was first time we go abroad, and we think it's good for us both because we have different position, and in that way we are not competing for the same time of playing. So I think that was very important for us.
Can only imagine how much that helped as well when you're moving away for the first time, and you have each other at the very least, regardless of how it's going on the court. That I mean, you're spending so much time together on and off the court, and you have each other's backs. You say you're very compatible there. Is there any difficult points in that regard when you're so close together all of the time?
Yeah, of course it can be, but I think that we mostly, because we are together all the time, that we are more like, we say that we are more like a old couple together. You find, the one who is good for baking, the one who is good for cleaning, the one to take up the mail, so you just go into like these different routines. And so in this way, we try to find the best way, and we are really good together. We don't have any fights or like this, but during the years, I am the one who is more compatible than the other. She's a bit more relaxed to the stuff.
Okay. What is it about Norway and sisters in particular in the national team and elite handball? It's really remarkable. You think about the Merck sisters, Solbergs, the Christiansens, and the Lundes, of course, and that's just off the top of my head. It is quite unique in a way. You see it in odd teams, but for so many pairs of sisters, I think it's remarkable.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes we will count. We have so many twin sisters on the national team and during this long period. So it's very special. We are not the biggest country, even if we have many years and a lot of good achievements during the years. I don't know. I think maybe it's easier to see each other and know who the others are because the handball society is maybe not so big.
Talk to me a little bit about moving to Aalborg then in Denmark, because we spoke a little bit last year before the Final Four and talking a little bit about how Vipers then was a very different club to what it is now. But then moving to Aalborg and the Danish league, which was perhaps at its peak in those years in terms of the level and the reputation. Was it a big transition for you? I mean, it's not a huge geographical change or maybe culture change, but handball wise.
No, I think me and my sister, we waited quite long before we went abroad. We were 24, I think, and because we wanted to make sure that we have the right choice and that we find the good club for us. And then we were also that we felt that now we were really ready for making the change. And moving to Aalborg is like, it was amazing. You know, they have Gigantium, the big hall, and they were full every match. And in this way, I came for, that's maybe different, but for different people. But for me, with so many fans, they were really more supporting, and you feel like, who I have to really play good. But it was really more like friends playing together. And the club was quite new. They didn't have so many achievements yet. So it was also just trying to make something bigger, and I think it's good to be a part of that. And it was also coming more players who have had some good experience, and I think it was a good mix of everything.
And you said there you're quite late coming to that move abroad and being 24. Was there a particular reason for that? Were you maybe a bit careful about it, or you were maybe balancing life and handball at that point?
Yeah, I think that we wanted to have like I don't know, we didn't think about those like stars yet or like this, but we wanted to have like, when we go somewhere, we want to have like a good offer what we can live from, and that we can earn some money so we can survive when we were there. And that's why maybe we waited. We were speaking about going in the year before, but then we didn't think that we have the right club for us. So I think that that was the most important for us, find a good club, and that they can pay us so we didn't have to study or work.
Yeah, so you knew your worth already by that point.
Yeah, in one way, but still not so much that we know that we want, how we can say. We were not used to being in the game, you know, about agent and everything. It's a big world when you start to go in some of the best leagues.
But by that point, you had already been playing for Norway for a couple of years. I think you made your debut in 2000, was it? So you would have been about 20 years old. And the first major championship in 2002. That was the only Euro final that you lost so far.
Really?
The rest, I couldn't believe it when I looked at it. Every other final was a gold medal, and there's one silver there in Denmark. Do you remember much about that?
No, not really, because I was not really a part of the playing team.
Right.
I was there to learn. So normally I just felt the seat on the tribune to watch. But of course it was great to be a part of it, because you know, like in Norway we have so many good goalkeeper traditions. So just to being part of it was big. You know, we have so many great goalkeepers that to just be with them to learn, it was from the start a good experience.
Was there one goalkeeper in particular that you looked up to at all? Because I noticed you said earlier that, you know, growing up in Kristiansand, there wasn't necessarily any idols to look up to, but on a national level, was there one that really inspired you?
Not really, to be honest, but it's more that I was just not used to have like idol to watch up to into the sport. But if it was something, it has to be Cecilie Leganger. She was like have great performance even when she was young, and she's a very good person. And the other girls are also a good person, and then she was like a star out in the big world. It was special.
How was it then working alongside her with the national team? Always intrigued with goalkeeper pairings and the team within the team. As you said there in 2002 or the early years, it was more for you kind of filling the squad, so to speak. How did that work for you as your own personality? And when did it change for you? When did you feel like, okay, now I'm actually the top dog here?
I think that the coaches do a really good job on how they make the teams in the national team. And especially for me, because I was the youngest and the newest and less experienced, it was really how I could survive. Because we were three. Okay, we were different, but normally we were three goalkeepers, and we always called it a team. And they say so many times that every piece is important to make it work. And for me, it made me a bit like, okay, I can relax. I'm here with the other one, but okay, they are still the best one, but I can learn from them, and they are also a bit obligated to also teach me something. and I will give them my feedback of what I see for them, and they can more like teach me. So for me, it was very good. But I know that the first years I was in national team, I was scared from all the older ladies there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very, very, I can maybe say a bit shy for them all, because they do a lot, and it's not easy to come in this situation. But I know in these years, in this period, it's also coming a lot of other girls from the 80 generation who was very strong in Norway. And then it was easier and more easier. You have people more in the same age.
Is it right then that it feels a bit like a gradual transition to being a key player for you? It is not like a breakthrough moment, but the way you're moved through the squad at a young age and given exposure, that before you know it, you're playing in goal in the final.
Yeah, for sure. The first year, people maybe were thinking, okay, who is this girl? What is she doing here? But I know that the coaches, they saw a bit longer perspective on me. For sure, it has been this way.
Tell me then, when was your first encounter with Mats Olsen?
I don't know exactly which kind of year he was in first time, but I remember like the first time I spoke with him, he just started to ask me some question about how I'm thinking and how I'm doing. And it was a bit like, I'm thinking in this special way, or I'm thinking in that way. And it was so good to have like somebody who just wanted to speak handball in different way, like just making my mind a bit more working on in what I actually did.
Okay, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, for example, what kind of strategy you are using against different player? Do you want them to, when I'm reading shot, for example, do I want them to shoot their favorite shot, or do I want to give them to see some different place in the goal that I can cover again, for example? So like just a different type of tactic, or how you can defend in the goal. And for me, it was something that I didn't always think about too much. Okay, I have my style, but then he was okay, but you have your style, but you can also bring something more. So also the players from outside also can read you so good, for example, so that you're just not like players. They also don't want to have just like one favorite place to shoot. And I can also not only have my one strategy when I'm playing.
So that kind of rocked your mind a little bit in terms of how you think about the game. How quickly did you feel like that made an impact, or did it take some time to get that really into your head?
No, it takes time to make a lot of changes, but I think that just to have different thought during the training is very important for goalkeepers, or for me at least. And I think this is the way that you are developing, and that make you curious for getting better and for getting why I do this and why she do this. I think this is maybe some of the key of why I'm still playing, because it's the question and all what you can figure and everything on the training still. You don't understand why did she score here on me now when she do this and this kind of way. This is what I enjoy.
Yeah. So this is I guess a regular over the years, whatever, 15, 16, 17 years with Mats, that you're always, I guess, figuring out things together, figuring out opposition players, I guess, as well, for individual games, or I guess mostly when you're working together, it's at championships. So you don't have time really to think too much about opponents, maybe one day at a time. How does the relationship then work together during these championships, and how you talk with each other?
Yeah, I think that for the championship, normally you have made your form during all the year and all the preparing from all the other matches you have. But when we are coming for the championship, we analyze the opponent one day before, if you have time, or the same day, and then we just see the clips together. And normally the goalkeeper speak, and then he can come if he sees something that we don't do. but he's very good to push, and I think this is one of his what he do best. That he always pushes every time, especially from the start. His goal was to have no goals against us, but okay, he see that that's not possible, but as less as possible then.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a few times where it's been close, at least for a half, with some of Norway's opponents over the years. Has he ever been? Have you ever seen him 100% happy, delighted with what you've done in the game, or is there always something?
But I think he's more positive than the goalkeepers themselves. So sometimes he read me much better than I read myself. So, and he really understand me. So he's a good person who understand people or can read people, because he know that what he should, which button to push on me, and he know what to say, and he know when I want to leave me alone. Because when I play matches, I want to just be in my
the zone.
Yeah, we can say zone. Yeah, and then I don't want nobody to push me or to say too much for me if I don't search the information from the goalkeepers or the coach.
How has your working relationship developed over the years? Is he someone that you talk to on a regular basis outside of national team events then as well? Is he just a confidant or someone that you're happy to talk with?
It's very different in what time or what I need, actually. So it depends, but I can contact him, or I can send, please, can you watch this for me, and what can I do in this situation? Often that we have international time like 1 week in the month, like in, how you say, normally. So in this period we are together, and then we just have like small clips or small messages for each other normally.
With so many, I don't know, more than 20 major championships at this point with Norway, I think it would be cruel to kind of ask you to rank any above the others. But are there any that, now that we've been talking about this and bringing up the past, are there any that really stick out in your mind for a particular reason, either good or bad?
First of all, I'm not so good to remember the year and where it is and everything, because I don't know, maybe because it's many, and because it's always something new, next year again. But it was in Hungary. Can it be in 2004? No.
2004 in Hungary, yeah. The European Championship, yeah.
Yeah, this was for me, I don't even remember how I played, but I just remember that it was like unbelievable good atmosphere, and we have like a good with the team, and it was gold medal. And I think for me, I don't know actually why, but maybe that's from that point I got good vibes from Hungary. I really liked it and enjoyed it, people around it, the fans, and full arenas all the time. So that was one of my really favorites, and that's from this first. And I also have maybe to say Olympics 2008. For me, it was really good championship, and it was very special to be in the Olympics. Yeah, and it was also a very good year for me, 2008.
What makes the Olympics so special for you as an experience? It's so very different, of course, to any other kind of championship. Is there something about it in particular that really attracts you?
First, I was a bit like, I don't know what everybody is speaking about, it's Olympics, but when we lost the chance for go to Olympics in 2004, and then it was really like next Olympic is really gold for a lot of people. And then we have like this, that it was maybe more, you're maybe more happy and more like when you reach first target that you are possible to be there. You don't know the team yet, but like every just step on the going there was big, and then when we start and come there, and you never seen it, just a big city for sports people. I don't know, it's different for handball. We are just in the championship, we are just women in handball, and now we are like all type of people and all type of sports. So much happening, and it's also you have one more day off before you play match. So it's like you're on, focused, and then you are off again. It's also a bit nice to not have all focus for these 14 days like in championship.
Okay, so you felt like you could switch off and maybe enjoy the off days a little bit. It wasn't 100%. Okay, every day is the day before the next game. You could switch off.
I learn more and more at older I get in these Olympics, because from the first it was not so easy, because I know that okay, we are there 3 weeks or 2 weeks, then I really are focused, and I don't want to walk too much, because it can take energy of you, and I try to be all the focus what I can, and I think this is a good way of me, but also you miss a lot of other stuff what is happening. So when I get older, I try a bit more to enjoy it, but I don't know if this is the way that I am able to play so many years and have good result, that I'm good to being focused for a long time. But we see that we experience a lot, and we can see a lot when we traveled with handball. But we travel, yes, but we don't see too much of the culture and everything.
I guess the beauty of being able to travel with the sport, but then particularly in handball and the Olympics, for example, or every tournament, it is every second day. So it's brutal in that sense, right? It's always been, particularly in the last, I'd say 10, or maybe throughout your whole career, there always seems to be a real battle between the goalkeepers in terms of getting the positions in the squad. And I know that it hasn't always worked out for you as well. How do you approach that, knowing that it's very different to the club team, where, you have X amount of players on the contract. So that particularly as a goalkeeper, you're going to be there every week. But with the national team, there are so many factors deciding it. What is your perspective on that?
I have to say it took me some years before I get a bit more, not relaxed, but a bit more calm, but also maybe because of how they work with the national team, that you are this goalkeeper team, that you know that you have your assignment is also to don't play good yourself, is also to make the other goalkeepers play good. And for athletes, it's not always so easy, because you really want to play, but you also don't want to play if you're not good enough. And in that way, you always build each other up. But it's always the competition. And I know, like I told before, I have this competitive gene. So it's not always easy. I try to give everything what I can. And I think also my colleagues know this. But it is hard to don't know if you're coming for the championship. You work all year for it. But I think, you try to relax a bit more for it, and you know that, okay, if I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. I have to work harder for the next time.
Was there a particular time where that kind of clicked into you, that you felt like you need to relax a bit more, as you said?
Not like a special situation, but I know that I have to be a bit more. I have to give for myself. If not, I cannot expect that people don't give to me. So it's a bit more to find the good balance. Let's
talk a little bit about your club career as well, because it's remarkable. I mean, we talked a little bit about Denmark there, and you said back in 2004 that you fell in love a little bit with Hungary and handball there. So was playing in Hungary and naturally enough Djur always on your radar before you moved there?
Of course, yes. I told you that I was surprised, and I was really happy there. In one way, I wanted to try something new, because we were not agree with the club in Viborg, and then we were just thinking, but what to do, where to go, and what do I want, and in that way, it was the dream to go there, to go to here. And I know that they had different good goalkeeper, but in top handball, you need to be more than just one. So then was that situation, and it was also a bit hard because in the same year, or when we decided this, it was my divorce from my sister. She also did something else, and in that way, it was quite strange to move so far and still do it for first time a bit more alone than without my sister.
Yeah, that would have been so basically 30 years together, right? And then you're moving across. Did you feel that as well? Was it difficult off the court?
Yes, it was. It was because when I have this not struggle, but in my mind to see what I will do next, I was thinking more maybe of myself than from both. And we both had boyfriends, and we have to think about a bit more of them also. So in this period, for me, it was a bit tough. We didn't have the best period of our life together.
Tell me more about Jura. You were there for 5 years, I believe. It seemed like it was a big breakthrough for Jura as well around that time. There was a club that almost had this curse in terms of European records and finally started to make the breakthrough there, winning Champions Leagues. And that must have been also in terms of not just rewarding on the court, but also I can't even imagine the love that comes in from the public then.
Yeah, but it's really amazing in this way in gear. Anyway, if you are not doing the top, but when the really happened that we finally break the curse, it was unbelievable. They have really good people, all city, and they were just really wanted us all to succeed. But it was we heard a lot that we never did it. So in one way, when you always hear, we never go there, we never take the goal in this way or the Champions League, it can also fuck your brain a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine. And it seems also, in Veszprém on the men's side, they're still going through that. I mean, there still is this ongoing hurdle to come. And they seem to have maybe relaxed themselves a little bit, at least in terms of the players, but the expectation is always there. And did something change? Like, was there a mindset change in the club and the players? Because, I mean, there were players in the club who had won the Champions League. You knew it was possible. You knew how it's done. Was that helpful in any way, or was there something in particular that changed?
Yeah, I think maybe the team were just playing a bit more together. I just remember my first year, it was a bit hard because I was maybe the one, it was not who don't speak Hungarian especially good. So first year was a bit struggle in my opinion, but for me. And but I just think that, I don't know, maybe a bit influence from that they wanted to try something more different, that they don't always have to do what we always did before, but we can be open for a new change, and even if you are almost the best. So I think it's a bit more we were open, and the playing was just getting better.
So you managed to get that first title in the old home and away format, but then right after that was the Final Four format, which was basically just still a home championship as well. Can you tell me more about that? Because I think that I've been to every one of them, but like from a Jura perspective, it must be something completely different.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that I prefer the old way. I like to have like 2 matches against each other to do it over 2 matches, but this is a different story. Yeah, they are lucky, they have it almost home in their own garden, almost. You know that they will be full of green, and it will be a good show. And I think everybody was really looking forward to see how this will be the first time. And I think really it was really a good team, and we were prepared for the first Final Four. In my opinion, you're playing good.
Is it hard to kind of separate the occasion in this kind of event? Because particularly when you have, let's say, 10 to 12,000, mostly Hungarians there, I don't know if it's the same, like you were mentioning back in the old days in the Gigantium in Aalborg, where maybe the passion is a bit different as well, and the expectation and the interaction with the crowd can be a bit different. Is that something that you embrace a lot, or do you manage to switch off?
I always try to, no matter when it's a lot of people, it will always be good. It will be, for me, it's the best feeling ever, even if they're against me or not, because just to feel the passion for people around, And it's not so important if they are for me or against me. But just the passion give me a lot of energy and a lot of, I don't know, extra power. For me, I really enjoy when they can make so really good atmosphere when they can in big arenas, when they can have a lot of people.
You mentioned there that you prefer the home and away format. Was there a particular occasion there that really makes you feel like that?
Not really, but I think for me, like a goalkeeper, I enjoy the game. Like the mind game you have, and you have 2 matches against each other for 1 week. And I don't know, I always enjoy this. This is for now in the league when you play playoff or everything, when you have more matches in short break, I think then you have to use your head a bit more, be the smart one. Yeah. And I like this. I always say that for me it's like the game in the game, if how we say it in Norwegian, but for me I'm not myself when I'm playing matches. For me, I'm acting. People are okay, maybe not so much now, but when I was younger and more, maybe, then people were afraid of me on the court, and I think that's why I'm a good person. It's not like I'm not a good person. It's just for me, it's acting. I will not be unfair, but I will do what it takes for me to win the match. If I have to appear in some kind of way, like if I have to show that I'm happier than I am, then I will do it. I have to give energy for the team, and this is something I'm not actually this person like normally. I don't know how to explain it. They will probably say that they are a bit afraid. They don't know what I can do, or this is the one part of the handball.
You also have a lot of interaction with players as well at these championships, for example. When it comes to the big games, you're often running into the same people. You could have club teammates as well who you then play against internationally. They also know that as a person, you're not like that, but you do put on this act then on court, but it doesn't make a difference though, does it? Like, it's still, when it comes to the court and the games, even if people know you very well as a person, that doesn't get in the way of your persona between the posts.
No, I think that you just know that when I'm in there, then I'm in different zone, and then I'm a bit different person. And so, of course, in one way, it's a bit a part of me, but and when I get older, it's more easy. But I think that I think still they don't always know what I can do. Or
do you have any particular examples of that which you really enjoyed, and you know that you've gotten into players' heads, or the game just felt incredibly simple to you?
I don't know. For example, when we played, I think it was Viborg, the Champions League final, was maybe against Gjør. It was a lot of penalty deathmatch and a lot of energy. I just feel that being me, or being how I am on the court, can give the team extra energy or power, or more, of course, more saves for me. I think people don't want to shoot so often.
No.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Can you see that on the court as well? Like when that's happening, do you know exactly when you've gotten into somebody's head? I mean, let's pick out a player, Christina Niagu, for example, who could shoot, if they let her, she could shoot 40 times in a game. But have there been times where you realize, okay, now she actually doesn't want to shoot because she knows I'll be there?
Yeah, but in this way, I'm quite lucky because I have been playing also for the national team with also good defense players. So it's not always my fault. I can take sometimes, but of course you feel it. You feel it when you have the players in your hand, and then it's nice. And I also like to when we play. It's normal that we are a bit tactical. Like if we are 5-6, or if we are 6-6 also, I say, okay, you can let this player shoot. I know that I will take it.
Yeah.
So then you also you show for the defense that don't worry. Okay, if it goes a goal, it's goal. But we will try to fix it together, and this is maybe the best option now. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your move back to Norway and to Vipers, and a reunion as well with your sister for a couple of years. What was the driving factor behind that for you?
I really enjoyed being out in the world. I think I have been blessed, and I think that I'm really lucky and happy that I can have been so many times abroad and met so many good people. But also when I was in Rostov, the second year was really good. But my daughter, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's better now we try to go home. And I was thinking, okay, now it will be soon the end of my career. So I think, okay, to go home to Norway to see how it will be in Vipers will be a good timing now. And then my sister also played that season when I came, and it was unbelievable. Yeah, I think before when we spoke about what was some of the biggest thing in the career, I think also this is one of them. To come back to Vipers to play with her, it's like I felt like the circle is ended, but still not. And it was great. We had good results in the club, and I again can be a part with playing with her. It was amazing. I think she's crazy. 3 kids and still can doing comeback and play good handball.
Did being back together then and playing, did it make things seem a little bit more enjoyable in a different way? Did it lighten the load as well that you were back together like you were up to, well, was it 7-8 years previously? Or were you just so competitive?
Yeah. I think that when I'm playing, it doesn't matter because we still had the goal of trying to be the best in Norway. So it was even harder because we were still in this on the top together with other people. So, but I can more relax in this way that I know that I have her in front of her, and I know her. I know what she wants. I know that how she wants to pressure the players, and we can speak more together. We have like the same type of how we want to play. We can control each other much more than I can with other people.
When you went over there, did you think reaching the heights that the club has been in the last few years was possible?
No. It was a dream, but no, it was really, I cannot even imagine. Like now when you're speaking about it, I think it's unbelievable. Going to Final Four again, we have even had Corona and winning the Champions League. It's no, I cannot. I can still almost not believe it. Winning
the Champions League with your home club from the outside seems like, there's nothing that compares to that.
No. I get I almost get tears in my eyes when we speak about it. But for me, I can really not imagine. When I started to play handball here in Kristiansand, we didn't even have like the third best row, and third best league, yeah. And until now, it's unbelievable.
Almost exactly a year. In a couple of weeks, it'll be that time. Now that a year has passed, what still remains there? What jumps out to you in your mind about that weekend?
The most special I want to say is that to be able to lift the trophy. For me, this was something I would never dream of doing, lifting this trophy with Vipers. Of course, when you come near, but it was not even in my dreams. But I think that we really play good, and we have really good shape in the Final Four. And I think we actually had really hard, rough way to the Final Four. We were not lucky in which we have to go to this Europe tour, yeah. And then we had Rostov to come to the Final Four, and it cannot be better than that.
Like also in the last couple of years has been there's been a lot of things that's happened to you and your family, and also injury-wise and personally, but you've always seemed to bounce back, and it's incredible. How do you measure all of that? How do you go back to being the handball player?
No, I think it's quite interesting actually, because I think that, okay, I have this inner motivation, and I think like the handball is just a part of my life. It's a part of me. So for me, it's maybe more unnatural to don't come back for the handball, no matter what is happening. Like I told before, it's my family, also especially with the national team. They have been in my life now for 20 years. So of course I have very good connection to them, and there I can also help getting support from everything. Yeah, the last years has not been easy. A lot of stuff like injury and miscarriage for child, and also I have a daughter. Of course, it's not. This is only positive, but it's still making. Okay, now you have to do something new. But I think that having the sport, how I have it now, it's good for her, and of course I need support from my family and friends to help. But I think in the end that I get a lot back of handball.
You said there that when you were planning on going back to Vipers in 2017, it was for the end of your career. 5 years later, and you're still going strong. What motivates you today?
I like to be on the court, and I like to go on the training, and I like the handball life. I like to be with the girl, and I still think that my body is fit enough that I can play. And as long as I enjoy it, I will continue. So we will see how many more years it will be. But it's also like Mats Olsson told me, don't stop because other people think you're getting over some kind of age. Because you have to, he stopped too early, he said. He regretted a bit. So you have to just be ready for stopping when you want to do it. So that's why when I can still enjoy, when I feel that I still have something to give back, when I don't feel this. And if I don't see it, I hope people say, Katrine, now it's time to stop.
I don't think anyone's going to be saying that for a while, at least based on what we see. Is there anything else you would like to add for now on your mind, or anything that's come up over the last hour that you'd like to share?
I think that people should not be afraid of taking chances to maybe try to play abroad, to see a bit more of life, of other cultures, because I think that's important for developing in your life like a person. Because I am thinking, when I took some of my choices, they were maybe a bit just to say, okay, now I go to Russia, or now I go to Hungary. I always said it's better to try something, and if you don't like it, okay, it's no problem to change later. It's better to try than don't do it. I think it's important.